Okay, welcome to the December 14th chat. And we have a fairly short program today. For those people, I'm just going to pause for one moment. For the official figure for those people who are in the pre-chat pool is 76, which makes Sid the winner. So again, welcome. And we have some announcements. Judith Kahn, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. I hope that everyone's enjoying a happy Hanukkah for those who celebrate. And just wanted to remind the community that we have our monthly Saturday Hadassah study group meeting from 2 until 3 in the synagogue. We've got another country heard from here. But just to invite everybody, we are continuing our discussion of the nature of family from a Jewish perspective. And this particular conversation is going to start out with a discussion of Judges 11, 1 through 40, and that's Jephthah and his daughter, one daughter. And that is going to be facilitated by Barbara Goldstein, which is going to make for a very lively conversation. We always have a very good group. And just to let you know, everyone is invited. You don't need to be a Hadassah member. So that's from 2 until 3 in the synagogue. And if you need more information or have any questions, you can call me at extension 42385, or you can also call Lola Gordon, who is at 42427. So that's it for me. I hope to see folks at the discussion, and we should have a pretty lively time. Thank you.
Thank you. And now Terry Union. You have to unmute, Terry.
Always forget about unmuting, sorry. So just wanting to thank everyone again for their generosity in supporting the scholarship fund, giving our employees an opportunity to improve their lives and move forward, help their families, but also helps us attract the helpers we need to make our community work. So it has a two-way mission. And I just wanted to say that if you have not had an opportunity to make a donation, it isn't too late. And there's one of the boxes on Joe's desk is for the scholarship committee. So thanks again. And we appreciate all the support.
Thank you, Jerry. And Josh Ferraro.
Thank you, Jerry. Good afternoon, everyone. I just have a few announcements, and just as a reminder, all of the items I'll be covering, the information is also available on the dining website under upcoming events. Things like menus, order forms, if applicable, and operational changes. If you go to the upcoming events, it will show you the date and the information that I'm going to cover today. The first is next Tuesday, the Interfaith Dinner, which is great. It's a sold-out event. I want to thank all of those who collaborated in organizing that with us. We had a lot of help with Joe, the concierge, in collecting the names and organizing that piece. Sharon Gouveia and Betty Shapiro in helping organize the information, and then the dining team as well. And if I forgot anyone, I'm sorry. But the operational changes to prepare for next Tuesday, Centro dinner will be a buffet. The full menu will not be available. We're seeing very low numbers for a Tuesday night in Centro because we have so many people attending the Interfaith Dinner. The full menu is available for pre-order to go as long as you place that by 2 p.m. Nosh will not be open for dinner, but will extend the deli until 6 p.m. So if you need something from the Nosh deli, you have until 6 p.m. Christmas Eve day, there will be a brunch in Centro. This information will be going out in the dining communications tomorrow, but it's already uploaded on the dining website. with the menu for that brunch on Christmas Eve day. On Christmas Day, we are making some operational changes, and I can't thank the community enough for accommodating these changes. It allows our staff to both serve the community and then spend quality time with their family and friends. So on Christmas Day, we will be open for lunches only. That's in Centro and Nosh. The Centro will be a prefixed lunch, which is that menu is available again on the dining website and will be included in the dining communications tomorrow. And Nosh will be regular lunch operations, the deli menu with a lunch special. And then finally, New Year's Eve, the menu and sign-up form has been loaded on the dining website for our gala event on New Year's Eve. It'll be an evening of dining and entertainment and hopefully dancing. It will be a prefixed course menu. For any of those that attended Centro last year, it will be similar to that setup. It is a Sunday, so Centro is closed for the day, and Nosh will be open for lunch on New Year's Eve day, as usual. And then we'll have a Chinese dinner buffet from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. So if you choose not to attend the gala for whatever reason, you will have dinner options, dining options in Nosh, whether lunch or dinner. Thank you, Jerry. And again, community, this information is all uploaded on the dining website, and you can always reach out to myself or a member of the team if you have any questions. Thank you.
I'd like to have you clarify one thing, Josh. I was hoping
Sure.
you could mention it, and we have a number of questions.
Okay.
Right after this, at 4:30, there's a celebration with refreshments, and that was by reservation. At this point, as we urge people not to forget the 4:30 event, are we saying that there is a possibility that if you didn't sign up, you could still come?
Yeah, that's a difficult one, Jerry. I know that we had planned for 130, and that last check on signups, we had 120. That does not leave a lot of room for non-RSVPs just walking in. So it's possible, but I don't want to encourage or commit to that we will be able to. We prepared enough food for 130, and last time I checked, we had 120 RSVPs.
Okay, then I won't urge any more people to come.
Yeah, thank you, Jerry.
Okay. Carol Marlin, you have a question? No, you have to,
Oh, sorry.
you're all set. Go ahead.
Okay, fine. Josh, I understand we have a new kosher vendor and it is coming to the end of the year, and those of us who have money to spend, again, when we can't use and we see these rack of lamb for $60 in the store, how much we'd like to be able to do this kosher, even if it was $80, or something. I understand kosher food is more, and maybe offering wine or something for people who can't buy things out of the freezer. It's just not available. So, I mean, there's just so much arugula, 1 or 2 pieces a person can want. So really, can we do something to make it fair for those of us who keep kosher?
I want to be very, Carol, thank you. We are very mindful of that, and I appreciate you bringing it up, but I want to be cautious. The freezer was supplemental. Using dining credits outside of regular meal service was never something that was intended. And that's why twice a year they do offer to be able to change your spend down credits if you need to adjust them a certain way. So I don't think there are future plans to expand the availability of items for the spend down. That's why we do events, like the New Year's Eve and things of that nature, to try to give opportunities to spend that extra money. But I don't envision us expanding that freezer to offset the dining credits. If you find that you're over a lot, my recommendation would be coming up in March when the adjustment period comes. You can always adjust down if needed.
I have, but but my particular is on as much as the overall sense of not being fair, not going maybe a little out of the way to accommodate people in our community. This is a community of a lot of Jews, maybe not many who keep kosher, but I think we should just a certain courtesy. So I've expressed my opinion.
I will certainly pass that along. I think Tom handles the items that are in the freezer. If there's an opportunity to add an additional kosher item, Carol, I think it's a good suggestion. I just want to be cautious of committing to expanding it too broadly. So I will certainly pass along your feedback to Tom and the team, Carol. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Sid Josephi.
Yes, Josh, I know that I've written to you a couple times about not having the menu for the next week in time. We don't know about going down for dinner on Sunday if we don't have the menu choices. So I'm wondering why we can't have it on Saturday for the following week.
Are you talking about the Nosh weekly menu, Sid?
Yeah,
So I'm so sorry. That was a one-off, and I take full responsibility for that. Typically, Friday afternoons after 2 o'clock, when that menu is no longer basically applicable, because Nosh is closed on Saturday, it should get uploaded Friday sometime between 2 and 3 p.m. You alerted me that it hadn't, and I was able to address it Sunday morning. So I apologize, but I can promise you that that was a one-off, and I don't foresee that continuing to happen. The expectation is it gets loaded Friday afternoon for the following week.
okay, I hope so. I think it was more than but okay, thank you.
Okay. Mayor Fine.
Josh, is the dining website available to the hostess stand at Central?
It is. Can I you give a little context of why you asking? Because I have followed up with them and shown them some things.
Well,
Mayor.
because the other day I was there and somebody was asking about one of the special menus, and it's a good thing I was there because on my phone I had touched down and I could get the dining website, but the people that were there had no clue as to how to get it, and there were no papers there to answer the question. So I thought if it were there, they could have brought it up and seen it.
So thank you. They don't have instant access to it necessarily. I can load it on their desktop, but we have begun showing them. We started with the online ordering and making sure they could guide residents to the online ordering for Central and where that lived. And Mayor, that's a great point. We will continue to coach and teach them where these things live so they can also communicate that to the residents. So I think we can certainly do better, Mayor. We've started it, but they don't have a full working knowledge, and I certainly will build on that. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Stan Treitman.
On those holidays, we're having a buffet. Will there be food delivery for dinner, a menu that we can have for a dinner menu delivered?
Yes, Dan. So on next Tuesday, as long as you order prior to 2 o'clock, whether online or by phone, you will have access to the full Central menu to be delivered. It's just the dine-in that will be buffet only.
No, I understand that one, but I'm talking about the holiday ones, the Christmas and New Year's.
Christmas Eve day brunch, no, there would not be delivery. You could certainly come down though and order and take with you if you want. And Christmas Day, I will get back to you on that and follow up on another Zoom call, but I'm leaning towards no because it's lunch service. And I don't know that we'll have the delivery, but Stan, that's a great point and I will follow up.
Well, I was just thinking 2 days in a row without being able to get a dinner is pretty difficult for some of us.
Well, on Christmas Eve day, certainly Nosh is open. Christmas Eve, Stan, Nosh is open regular hours and regular delivery. So the only major adjustment would be Christmas Day. Christmas Eve is normal operations. Central is adding a brunch. Nosh is open for lunch and dinner as usual.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for clearing that up, Stan. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions before we move on? Jessica Coleman.
Hi, Jerry. Hi, everyone. Happy Hanukkah. We've noticed a recent uptick, a small uptick, but of people using electric scooters in the community. And with that, I think it's a good opportunity for us to hear from Sarah Charest, who manages our outpatient therapies, to give us all some reminders on steps that we should take before we use the scooters in the community. So Sarah, I welcome you on.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Jess. Yes, so as Jess said, we've noticed just an uptick in people using motorized wheelchairs and scooters in the communal spaces of Newbridge. And I just wanted to remind everybody that we're, as an outpatient therapy department, we're here to help you all abide by the policy that Newbridge has in the member handbook about the use of these devices. So the best idea really is to involve therapy before you get a scooter or a motorized chair. Benefits of that would be that we can help help you pick out the kind of device, the size, any modifications you might need to make it comfortable. These are a big investment. And if we can help you before you purchase something like that, I think it would be beneficial for you. Like any medical equipment, it's not advisable to borrow somebody's or anything, borrow a neighbor or friend's motorized scooter. And again, as per the policy, these have to be cleared by outpatient OT or PT before being used in the communal spaces. If you do decide to get a scooter or a power chair, just let administration know. That's the first step. Then make an appointment with the outpatient therapy department by calling Angela. We're at 49630. And when you talk to Angela, there's two routes you could take to get this screening. You could get an order from your doctor for a therapy evaluation, then Medicare or your insurance will cover it. If you don't want to go that route, we would ask for, it would be a private pay evaluation. And we could talk you through how that works. But really, it's for the safety and benefit of you and the community to follow the policy for these devices. Any questions?
Don't see any.
Thank you, Sarah. And just to let everyone know, so if you have a scooter, an electric scooter, and you haven't been cleared by outpatient, please make an appointment to do so as soon as possible. And also the administration personnel that you're going to want to reach out to is Christina Rice, our wellness director. She's at 49311, and she will be going over the policy and making sure that you know exactly what to do with the scooter and can also answer any questions that you may have or concerns.
Okay, Mitch Freeman has a question.
Yeah, Jessica, what's the policy on these people riding their scooters wearing earphones?
That wouldn't be recommended. You want to have all of your senses available to you when you're operating one of these devices, just like driving a car.
They'd wear them driving a car too.
Oh.
So would you have an actual policy on that? You have a policy where it's against the rules here?
Mitch, there's a
I
policy
don't
on
believe
safe
that's in the
operation,
policy.
All right.
but it is covered under the policy which talks about safe operation.
Okay. All right, Maya, fine.
Jessica, you want to say your telephone number again because the captioning did not catch it and it left the digit out.
Oh, thank you very much. Hold on one second. I do know my phone number. I'm giving you Christina Rice's.
My phone number. My phone number is 49311.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, any other questions? You have any other thing you were going to address, Jessica?
That was it for today. I just hope to see everybody at the party.
Okay, well, you made the invitation. I didn't.
Oh, I take it back now. Sorry.
Okay, Matt, we're ready for you.
All right, good one, Jerry. We're up to 100 people. You probably already noticed that. So first and foremost, I want to wish everybody a wonderful Hanukkah. Looking forward to seeing many of you shortly. On the COVID front, we're doing okay. We have 2 COVID cases right now amongst our IL resident population. So that number is declining. If you recall, we were up to 6 last week. So we're going in the right direction. But we are still seeing a number of cases amongst employees across HSL, as well as other settings. If you go over to the healthcare center, they are requiring masking right now, not because of case counts necessarily, but because they're just trying to protect some of the sickest people on the campus and make sure that they're not at risk during peak season. So for anybody going over there, please make sure you're masked. You'll see signs on the doors. If you're not masked, they're going to stop you and ask you to put a mask on pretty quickly. I got word this week, which was kind of miraculous in itself, that our solar project has been approved for the 3,000, 4,000, and 5,000 building. Now, before you get excited or anxious, there is still one major hurdle that we need to get through, and that major hurdle is our property insurer. It turns out property insurers do not love solar, particularly the one that we have. So we are working with them right now to try to identify if we can move forward with this. But the fact that we were able to get it through the local utility and all the funding and the grants there to do this is pretty incredible in itself. I honestly didn't know if it was going to go. So that's been a little over a year in the making. So this would be one of the final hurdles. And we've got all HSL administration from the corporate level trying to help us identify and determine if we can do this. Now, the other piece to this whole thing from the solar standpoint is if this delays out much longer, it's not worthwhile for us to do it. And the reason being is the rates are going to change. The reimbursement rates are going to change in the next fiscal year, number one. Number two, the age of our roofs. We're going to need roof replacements. And the solar will outlast the length of our roof's useful life, which just doesn't make a lot of sense at that point, because then we'd have to take all the solar off, redo the roofs, and put the solar back on. So more to come, but I just wanted to update the community that that solar process went quiet for a long time, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this email popped in my inbox, and it floored me. So it's
And Terry has a question on that subject. Go ahead, Terry.
Yeah, so first of all, this is really exciting news. Glad to hear that it's moving forward. But what about the cottages? They're perfect places to put the solar panels.
So Terry, the idea is doing all of this in sections. They couldn't apply to have everything done at once on the whole campus because they didn't think Eversource would approve it. What they try to do is figure out how much kilowatts per hour or whatever it is, kWh, can be produced and handled by the substation. And they do a group study to figure out what can be done at certain times. So they thought our best thing would be to package it in 3 distinct parts, the first one being part 1, which was what was submitted. Then once we're in and we're known with Eversource and then the credits and all that kind of stuff, they're going to package number 2 and package the third part. So first things first, we got to try to get through the first piece of the pie, so to say.
So
And
what
this is
happens
the
if an
consultants specialize.
individual, sorry.
I said this is what the consultants specialize in. And if you recall, these consultants we got through a grant through the state,
Right. Yeah.
which was focused particularly on congregate housing and nonprofit settings. So it hasn't costed us a penny, and they've spent a lot of time. And so this is where we are.
What would happen if an independent, a resident independently wanted to put a solar panel on the cottage?
Well, I think you'd have a hard time based on where your main feed is and what you're trying to do inside that home.
Are they the only energy provider for this area?
Eversource?
Eversource, yeah.
Yeah, you can buy credits and things like that, but you can't. They are the main energy provider.
Okay, all right, thank you.
They own the lines.
Okay, we'll move on.
So we all know about the 5,000 elevator at this point. If you walk down the service corridor, you'll see all the casting and the PVC for the new jack. They're in there today doing all the work. They're removing all the hydraulic oil, which is going to take some time. It's like hundreds of gallons of hydraulic oil in these elevators. So once that's out, then they'll start putting in the new casing for the elevator jack, putting it in. So that's actually moving along nicely. So we have it. They're here. They're doing it. If you've walked by the bank, you've noticed they've got it kind of cordoned off with a doorway, and they're there, and they are working on that. And then lastly, just a shout out to Sharon Gouveia and Betty Shapiro, and that is for the tremendous work they've put in to launch this incredible interfaith dinner that is going to be happening next week. And I hope to see many of you there. And so my promise to the community was that I'd keep today fairly short because we have a celebration coming up in a few minutes. We want to make sure everybody gets there. But with that, I'd be more than happy to take any questions you may all have.
Anybody else? Okay, well, we'll see you all, most all of you, in 4:30. Thank you very much. See you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Barbara, if we took it at its highest point, Fay would have won. No. I think the rule at the end of 3:30, the minute 3:30 is it. Okay. See ya.